We're back, and this is Ed in San Diego, rainy San Diego. And our special guest today is in Midtown Manhattan, James Moss, AbSoluteReload.com. This is state-of-the-art technology for mobility. Welcome, James.
Hey, hi, Ed. Great to be back.
Yeah, great. Well, you look terrific. Okay, so we're going to talk about AbSoluteReload.com, and this is all about users. In other words, the customer, right?
Yes, exactly that. Really, it's about the shift in users to really working off mobile phones. It's a technology shift. So, you know, in the good old days, it was computers, it was fax machines. If you go back that far to printing stuff out of faxes, then laptops.
Right. Remember all that
came in.
greasy paper?
Yeah, all that greasy paper, all that great stuff. And then laptops and so on, and phones, obviously. But phones have really come into their own now to the point where everything's done on a phone. Oh, yeah, I'm speaking to you on a phone now. You know, on video conferencing, you can send encrypted documentation through phones. There's less and less need to actually go to laptops, and there's less and less need to be mucking around with emails and all that sort of stuff. Life is a lot simpler. So yeah, so what Absolute is all about is using state-of-the-art mobile technology on a domestic and a global basis, and it's a game changer. And it, by the way, everyone does it. It's not new. It's just that no one's really grabbed the bull by the horns and put it together the way we have on relocation.
So, okay, let me ask you a question about not doing emails, but sending messages. So using what? WhatsApp?
Yeah, what we've done is we've built a complete bespoke platform where we've integrated WhatsApp into the platform, okay? So what we haven't done is we haven't reinvented the wheel. What we've simply done is we've taken the smartest technology out there. We've taken some of the smartest developers, app developers you can imagine. I mean, really smart, bright, erudite, terrific people who have built the app. It's taken us 12 months to do it. And we now have the most fantastic app product out there. The feedback we've had from users so far has just been outstanding. The usual feedback we get is, it's so easy. We love that.
Right. Isn't that interesting? So now, with you recently having some tech difficulties a half hour ago or so, the last thing I sent you an email, I sent you a LinkedIn message, and then I finally copied and pasted the Zoom link into your WhatsApp, and then you responded.
Yeah.
And that was so it right there.
It's brilliant. And, you know, just did the whole thing on a mobile phone, like everyone does every day of their lives.
Yeah.
And it came through on the computer, of course, and it came through on all the other devices. Which
Sorry
is great.
about all that. I just wanted to
corner
you.
Need them. Yeah, no, I love it. I know part of the, actually, that's a really good point, because part of the problem today is what do you communicate on?
Yeah.
You know, I have clients and people I work with, and you know, is it Skype? Is it WhatsApp? Is it a regular telephone? Is it, you know, what the heck is it? You know, Facebook, they've got their messenger thing. And what we found just by doing research and just through sort of practical experience is that most people are just really, really comfortable in WhatsApp. And it's encrypted, it's secure, it's global, it's free. There's very little not to like about it. And it's efficient. That's the other thing.
So how does this tie in with this AI, artificial robots, right?
Yeah, you know, the whole AI thing, which is the talk of the town right now, is fascinating. I think it's going to tie in really, really well The thing about again the way we work is we actually have real people. We work with real people with real people. So an app, for example, isn't very good negotiating a property deal. Oops, sorry, call going. An app isn't really an app. An AI, artificial, chat GPT or anything like that. Not very good at negotiating with you and me on a property deal or an estate agent who's renting a property. I mean, there are quite a lot of nuances and stuff there, and I don't think you can rely on a robot to do that. But they are getting smarter and smarter. The deep learning is really, really impressive. And I think one of the applications will be there's a lot of information you can impart by video to a customer, okay, using the integration of AI. Now, one of the most interesting examples of this is in Venezuela at the moment, with the elections going on down there. And there was a fascinating article in the Financial Times this weekend about almost about fake news, actually. And what they've done is that they've created avatars who look like you and me, for example. So the good-looking ones, right?
Right.
And they've created these avatars who are completely AI-driven, putting out opinions, putting out information, putting out news. And these avatars, you cannot tell the difference between an AI avatar and a real news correspondent, for example, or journalist. I mean, it's really incredible. It's deeply worrying. It's really concerning
Yeah.
because we've had fake news around for a long, long time, and if you go back one president ago, that was sort of all the rage and sort of the only thing that people were talking about. So, but putting the sort of the misleading stuff, the practical side of that, in a relocation support world in terms of information, in terms of talking about local areas or things like that. Sort of more mundane information, related information in a real human term is really powerful. And it's going to take a while to happen. But it's well on the way. It's well on the way.
So are we talking about, for instance, I shoot a video, I produce a video, say right here on Zoom of a minute, 2 minutes on some item like the upcoming May 9 London conference, for instance. And my message is to create awareness of that event and to get back to me on some way. And that's it. But this is me talking. So would it be an avatar? Is that what you're talking about? That it would be a fake Ed?
Yeah, but I mean, there's you and there's your avatar, and your avatar could look exactly like you. There's no reason why not.
There's only one. Wait.
Yeah, so you could have sort of multiple yous around. Doesn't have all some I don't know some very attractive young man or young woman or Gen Z type of person. I mean, I'm ruling myself out at this point. But there's really infinite possibilities, and it becomes very human, but it becomes also tricky in terms of you're trying to swing an election. I don't think many relocation types of people, property people, trying to swing elections. But in terms of imparting information to your users, your customers, it's extraordinarily powerful. And it's interesting to see that today Google have announced their own AI avatar, not quite in the video sense, but they've announced Bard. And Bard is Google's own AI chat box, which is the sort of closest thing or competitive to Ocean AI's chat box GPT. So it's moving really, really quickly. And it will probably move in various different directions. I mean, I think this is going to be extraordinarily powerful.
Yeah, I just heard about it, and I don't, I've never used it. I don't even know how, but I certainly see all this around going on.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you an example. We produce quite a lot of training videos, okay, just for internally for our Relo advisor community. And I do a lot of it myself. One of my colleagues sort of does it, and these are little sort of short video clips on how you use things and put them together. Now, theoretically, I mean, if you sort of think of thousands of people in different languages and different cultures, you could almost reach a stage where you could have one person creating these avatar videos, imparting the knowledge in a real human exchange. I mean, it sort of takes you into this surreal, futuristic world where you can actually save a lot of time. You'll be more efficient. You can you can control. It cuts both ways, but you can control the information that's going out. You can update it very swiftly. You don't, if you're cutting a promotional video, let's just say, you don't have to hang around and go and find a voiceover artist or a presenter, because you sort of can create them, or you have them at your fingertips. They're sort of ready-made. Look, I love people, and I consider myself a people person. And you wouldn't really want to replace people with technology, but in terms of efficiency and where you really can almost not tell the difference, it really opens up some very intriguing possibilities.
Yeah, I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm thinking that I ought to put out a video, a Zoom video of a minute, promoting the idea of membership in the Global Press Club. But it will be me. It wouldn't be an avatar.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
And I don't
everything
know what
has
to do with it other than I just put it on LinkedIn or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, it has to be thought through, and we have to sort of see what the possibilities are. I mean, we're really, it's such early days on all this stuff at the moment. I mean, it's such early days. But where it's going to go, what we can do with it, how we can use these things, yeah, there are going to be endless possibilities. I like doing my own stuff personally. I like I think it's human. I think,
Right.
you mess up, you make mistakes, you stutter, you repeat your words a little bit, whatever it's going to be. It's human. It's human to err, I suppose.
Okay. So what would somebody using absoluterelo.com, what would they do to respond? Do they send you a WhatsApp text, or do they call your number on WhatsApp and press the video button?
All of the above. All
I
of the
see.
above. I mean, the way that we work at the moment is that the customer and the Relo advisor are working one-to-one, just as we are now. And so we're having a video conference, but behind that there'd be a whole communications platform, sort of text-driven and so on. You can send information across, you can send videos across, property details, support details. I mean, it's really extraordinarily powerful. And we're human to human. I mean, that's what we are actually about. Where we would use the AI would be in things like support videos, information, sort of general information imparting. So, I mean, a lot of organizations, including us, have pretty major resource libraries of various sorts and types, and they're always I think they're always a bit of a pain. I think it's much better to get the resource information you need directly from someone who's telling you and giving you what you want. rather than sort of, traipsing through all sorts of blogs and files and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so that's again, that I think is going to be another a great application for these AI types of approaches.
So let's talk a little bit, just as we come to a close here in this brief short, about tech and mobility. And even the dog wants to participate in this.
I'm so sorry about that. The dog never even whimpers. Now, of course, in the middle of a thing, decides to liven right up.
It must be the avatar. So let's just talk for a second about absolutereload.com and your relocation very recently back into Midtown Manhattan. Did you use it to find stuff about where you're at?
Yeah, I mean, with Absolute, yeah, definitely, because what I did, and I was actually looking to buy a property in this case instead of renting, is I took the approach that we use and I applied it to myself and my family. I got to say, it worked really well. For example, we have an amazing brief sort of taking template, if you like, that we worked. Is really easy. It takes about 15-20 minutes to go through it. But it's like a really super duper checklist of what you want, what you're looking for, budgets, and things are very specific. So it can be very general, but you can now write down very, very quickly. And you can take things like where you're going to be working, or commuting to, or hybrid working to, which is sort of more my situation, but I think it's most people's situations these days. And you build that into the equation. Then you start zeroing in on neighborhoods. You start zeroing in on property types. You're working to certain budgets and so on. There are always the odd thing to trade off, so you make those trade-offs. And yeah, it's great. It's nothing like first-hand experience, frankly. And if you're working with your customers, they're speaking to me or to people who've done it and know how hard it is or how hard it can be. And our job is to make it as easy and as enjoyable as possible. So yeah, definitely.
Talking with James Moss, the founder and CEO of absolutereload.com. Thanks, James. We'll see you soon.
Thank you very much, Ed. Okay, cheers.
Thank you. This is Ed signing off in San Diego, and that's James in Midtown Manhattan. I'm trying to end this. Push the right button here. Here we go. It's not my avatar, it's me.
Yeah, I know.